Hi everyone, it's Michaela again. So for this video, I'm doing a speed build of me renovating the Foxbury Commons. I think it was called like Larry's Lagoon or something like that. For the exterior, I do change the shape a tiny bit, but for the most part, the exterior looks the same. But I do change like all of the inside basically, just to have it have a little bit more character and give it a little bit more livelihood. The first thing that I do, I don't focus on the upstairs right now, but I do change it so it's not like open, because the upstairs is like a study, like kind of like a library type of area. At least that's how I kind of modeled it. So I just wanted it to be closed off, because if you're trying to study, you want to have like a quieter environment. And then I go back downstairs, and I did get a lot of inspiration from my own college life, because I went to college, so of course I'm going to use that inspiration from it. And so the first area right here is like the cafeteria area. So I imagine that this would be just like the dorm room cafeteria place that you would go to. So I have like where you'd buy the food up there. When I was in college, we had like a buffet style, which I wish I could have done in this, because that was also really nice, because it was nice to have options. But you can't do that, so I just did the cafeteria thing, and that's good enough. And then for the rest of the downstairs area, I just put some random stuff about. I do change the wall colors, because the colors were like red and white, I think. I could be wrong about that, but that's what it looked like when I was looking stuff up. So I do that wall color scheme, which I thought also made it look nice. And then over here, just put in some lounge seating area. Maybe you want to come over here and eat your food with someone, maybe, I don't know. And then I just wanted to add a little bit more of like decorations and stuff. I don't change the stairs at all. I decided just to keep them there because I thought it looked fine, I guess. And then over here I do put a fireplace, because I feel like fireplaces just make everything look really nice. And then I just put some random decorations up there, because why not? I do put a TV up there, if I remember correctly, like above the fireplace, because I figured maybe you want to watch something or something. I did think about making like a sectional couch right there, but decided not to, and decided just to do like my usual layout of couches, which is like the big long one and then two smaller ones. I was gonna try to use one of the couches that come with Discovery University, but then I was like, this looks too old looking for me. So I just go with this layout, and then that's where I put the TV, because I figured if you're hanging out with your friends and, you're in college, they're probably watching like sports or something. And then this is like the cafeteria place, and so I decided to use some like booth seats, which is what my college cafeteria had a lot of. We had a mixture of like tables and booths. So I do that in here too. I do put a couple of tables in here, but I just thought it looked fun with the booth seats, and I liked it in college. I just like booths, I guess. And so you'll see right here that I'm just kind of putting those around. And then I go on to the other side, and I did try just having random tables at first, but then I ended up not really liking how it looked. So I do end up changing it and putting more booths around, because it just looked really awkward. I know, maybe it doesn't. Now that I'm looking back at it, it doesn't really. But at the time, I feel like whenever I'm like actively building, everything just looks weird and awkward, and I don't like it. But then when I look back at it, I'm like, oh, that didn't look bad, actually. I'm crazy sometimes with my building. So yeah, over here, I go ahead and fix it, and then the last one is a single booth, which I have a story about that. So when I was a freshman in college and I went to the like common cafeteria place, we had a booth that was just like a single one. So it was just like the one side, and then a wall was facing you. So when people sit there, that's code word for, I want to be left alone, don't talk to me. So one time, it was the morning, I didn't see any other of my sorority friends in the cafeteria, so I decided to sit there because I didn't want people to talk to me, right? Sounds good. So I'm sitting there, eating my food. This random guy comes over, And he's like, can I sit here? And I'm like, and I stressed out, so I said yes, because that's what I do. I still do that. And it was so freaking awkward, guys. He, first he told me, he asked me what was wrong with my hair. I mean, I just woken up, and, like, I don't know if there wasn't anything wrong with it. At least I don't think. I think I had shorter hair back then. But, yeah, so he asked me that, and it was such an awkward conversation. And then he just pulls out his Nintendo DS and starts playing the games. And so, like, I'm closest to the wall and he's closest to, like, the outer area. I can't say things right. So I'm basically stuck there. And so I'm like, how the hell do I get out of this? So I texted my roommate at the time. And I was like, hey, this just happened. Please come help me. And I had told this guy that, like, I just come here by myself and my roommate was sleeping, which she was when I left. So she comes over, she goes to the single booth, and she was like, hey, thanks for saving the seat for me. And she's like a 5th year senior too, and really tall. And this guy who's terrified, and he ran off. So that's my story about the single booth. And there's been other times where I would be sitting by myself and guys would just come and sit by me. Because, I mean, I get it, like, they want to make friends and probably, like, just, like, meet a girl, you know? But, you know, I'm very awkward and I just want to be by myself. So that happened a few times. There was another time, this guy, he came over, sat by me, he asked me for my number, and I was too nice to not give it to him or give him the wrong number, so I gave it to him. But then he kept talking to me. But then there was another girl that was in the sorority, and she was in the same major as him. So at the time I had a girlfriend, right? And at the time I was like going with, I'm lesbian, I'm pretty sure. And so my friend goes up to this guy and she was like, she's a fucking lesbian. And that got him to go away. But so, story time, I guess. And now, back to the video, I guess. Now we're going into the upstairs area. And this I kind of modeled after a library. I know there's a library in the town from Discovery University, but it's like a common library. So I wanted this to be more like a school library. So in this open area, I put like a computer lab type of thing. Because I know there's, or at least for my university, there's quite a few computer labs, which is really nice because if you need to print something, then you could just print off of there. So I put computers on these 2 rows right here, and on the desk on the side, I didn't put a computer on there because I figured if you have your laptop, you can just do that. And I also have some like more like comfy spots because I know when I was in college, we had like chairs like this all over the place, which was really nice when you're waiting to go into class and whatnot. And then I also put a couple of tables right here because you just want options. Also, if you're like studying with someone or if you have a group project, then it's nice to be able to sit with them. And then you'll also see that I have some separate rooms because, again, I just want to have options. And also you'll see that I put a lot of red in here because of the school colors, and I thought it looked cool, and it was just like a bright like pop of color. And then for decorations, I put some decorations around. I tried not to go too terribly crazy. I mean, I probably did because I feel like when I have bare wall, then it's just too bare and I can't handle it. And so you'll see over here that I'm trying to find some stuff to put above. I went with that thing because I thought it looked cool. And then I just put some random posters about, like, because you're in here to study, so I figured it would work. And then just some more random stuff around. Again, I modeled this after my own school library when I was in school because that's just what I had to go off of. We had like 4 different floors in the library. The 3rd and 4th floor were quiet spaces, and then the 2nd floor was meant for like if you're studying with people or have group projects or something. And then the 1st floor, the same type of thing. And then in this room, this is when I start working on the like specialty rooms. So you do need to have the robotics thing in the commons. So I decided just to put a bunch of them in there. I also put the chemistry labs in there. Not that they're really relevant for the university pack since they come in the get to work pack, but I figured maybe this is just like where you do all your chemistry stuff and your robotic stuff. And I just figured like having a separate room for it would be nice. And then I do put a couple of desks in there too. And in this room, I put one table in there. And this is supposed to be like if you have a club meeting or something. So I do put some chalkboards in here. And I did get this inspiration from rooms in my own library when I was in college. This whole build is just like, this is what happened when I was in college. So this is what's going to be in here. And then I put some club pendant things up there too, and you'll see that around the place I do put other chalkboards too, because I remember when I was in school there weren't chalkboards but there were whiteboards, but you could help people study if you're in the study group, or you could just write on there like, hey, physics 101 is in the second floor or something like that. So that was also nice. I had a room in here where it was just like one desk, because if you're a person that like needs to have like super duper quiet, no people around you, you have that option. And then in this room, I wasn't quite sure what to do with it. So I put these research archive computers in here because maybe, like, I guess you just need special computers for that. So I figured having its own special room was nice, I guess. I just didn't really know what to do with it. So I just do that, and then I just put random decorations about, like on the walls and stuff. Which I'm pretty sure in some majors and some degrees you needed special, like at least special programs on the computers. I remember having a friend who had a technology major and she had to get like special programs on her laptop. And then I do also have some places outside, because if it's a nice day, it's always nice to go outside because you gotta get the vitamin D. Which it's been really sunny outside today and yesterday. I actually went outside and it was like warm. It was only like 70 degrees, but when you live in the Pacific Northwest, that is warm. There was one time I went to Disneyland when I was in high school. We went in October and it was like 70 degrees, and me and my mom were wearing like shorts, and all the workers were like, yeah, you don't live here because no Californian would wear this. So fun times when you live in a cold place. But anyways, this is almost the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like it, please give it a big like. And if you liked the video and me, then go ahead and subscribe if you would like. And I will see you all next time. Bye everyone.